All right, guys, welcome back. CFP here, and this is Survival Living. So right fast, we are on our secondary channel. I'm actually working on an updated video about this Iran stuff. Okay, so right fast, just to go and briefly go over this while I'm working on that other video. Iran is back in the news. There's a threat of them being able to use EMP weaponry against America. Now, we've talked about this before, and I've always said this next event that we're going to be seeing, and we got the C country, we got the R country, and I believe they're going to use the I country as a fall guy. All right, now with North K, the country, willing to work side by side with the I country, that one there. Yes, I am using coded messages because there's some things you just can't say on this platform. All right. As much as I hate it, I also don't want to lose my channel. So with this, I know that they work together with technology. Now, there's been plenty of people out there that says this stuff, the I country does not have the capabilities. All right, so there should be a pop-up there, guys, for you. It's a headline, and it's showing that the I country is preparing in case the United States knocks out their power. All right. Well, the more you read into this article and follow up on other articles, the main reason why they're talking about this is because the nuclear deals that happened with two administrations ago that they worked on, and now they're really concerned that they are reaching the material list, the amount to create a nuclear weapon. Now, there's plenty of people out there that says, nah, never going to happen. But there's a lot of people saying, hey, this is looking like a serious threat. And let's go and talk about some of the capabilities that the I country has, or they don't have. Okay, they currently do not have the technology or equipment to do a intercontinental ballistic missile. They don't have an ICBM. All right, but they're good friends with North K, and they are very happy to mount them up with something, because I really believe they're going to use them as a fall guy in this scenario. Not that I agree with the I nation of the I country at all. Sorry, roosters see me out here, so they're going to be hooping and hollering. I don't like how they do stuff over there, but the fact is, this is a threat. Now, there's a download for you guys. That's a white paper on this. Okay, so you can kind of look at it yourself. That download, it's in the description link for you guys. You can go take a look at it. It's up to y'all. Basically goes over what I'm reading and the reason I'm talking about this right now. You need to get prepared. I'm not here to feed you. Look at these guys. I'm not here to feed you. I'm a little hungry though. So you need to be getting ready. You need to get prepared, guys. We've talked about alternative power. I'm not talking about this solar farm right here. That's what this is. That is a solar farm. I'll discuss this solar farm many times on the channel. Family member on this property signed a contract with a solar company, and they didn't read the whole contract. When I got down here, they're already doing the construction. This here goes right to the grid and sells the electricity back to the power company. She doesn't see any of it. She doesn't have a battery system bank in her home. She's not connected to this at all. All this does is feed power back and sold. She doesn't even get to sell on it. All she gets is a set power wage, because that's the contract she signed. So make sure you read your contracts and do your due diligence on these things, guys, because that's all this thing is. Now, if the grid was to go down, let's say a hack, all right, that right there, oh, that's fair game and very easy to get hold of, you know, because we deal with solar. We have a lot of solar equipment, and those are 380 watt panels a piece. Now, a coronal mass ejection or a EMP, I don't know. I'm going to test them out, I'll tell you that much, because as long as the box before that microinverter, as long as that's not damaged, there's MC4 connectors. I have diodes and stuff, but I don't think these here have diodes. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm just saying, keep your options open. But look at our trailer. I just recently did a video right there, protecting our grid. All right, the wife and I have a pull behind trailer that we can hook up our Tahoe and bug out anywhere we want to. Our vehicle is protected by EMP shield. Our solar grid is protected by EMP shield. So we're good on those departments. Now, with that being said, what else can you be doing? All right, well, one, I've always shown gasoline generators. Gasoline generators, you can store up fuel. The thing about that, everybody argues nonstop on it, okay? I'm just telling you what we do here, and I'm following the directions of the manufacturers of the gasoline. It says without a fuel stabilizer, gasoline is only going to last you 6 months to a year. 6 months to a year. I know everyone's going to argue over that, and that's fine. So we have fuel stabilizers in ours, but we only got a stock of 4 months. Now, when it comes to stocking up fuel, check your local laws, your zoning laws, because the last thing you want to do is get all hemmed up before something happens. Okay, so check it. All right, I cannot tell you to do anything illegal here. I can't. I'm not going to be liable for someone else's screw up. All right, whatever you do on your time, that's your time. Okay, but I'm saying you need to get stuff put back. Hopefully read between those lines a little bit. All right, now with the gasoline generator, there are threats. Okay, one, and I cannot believe I'm gonna have to say this: do not fire up a gasoline generator inside an enclosed home or garage. I really cannot believe it. You know what? Darwinism, a Darwin Award. Okay, you know what? Screw it. You do whatever you want to. Darwinism weeds out the stupid shit. Okay, there we go. All right, now for the noise of a generator, gasoline generator, the noise will attract other people. Of course it will. Like I said, we have a gasoline generator. I see the comments all the time, man, people's gonna be coming that you're the only one with power, you got noise coming from a generator. Yeah, and that's why we're preppers. That's why we have our plans in place. We train I'm not gonna tell you how much we train. I'm not even gonna say that, because that's nobody's business. We train all the time. We work with a prepping community. We train together. We trained everything together. We're not little keyboard warriors. Most of us have former military experience. We train all the time. So when the threat comes arise, we're going to go ahead and neutralize it before it even gets close. But, you know, for those that want to not have power from a gasoline generator because of the fear that somebody might come knock on your door, and guess what? They will. Either way, even when you're cooking, they will. That's why I say stockpile equipment for your safety defense. There we go. And you also need to be working with a group. All right, if you don't have a group, you might want to get some safeguards put in place. You know, you can get plating, something that you can just pick up and put right in front of your door. At least you got a safe spot right there that a round will not go through. At least not a typical conventional round. If the generator is not for you, the gasoline generator, and if you have the finances to do it, solar generators. All right, I have done countless reviews on different types of solar generator products. We show you what it can run and what it can't run. All of our reviews, we put everything through the test to show you, hey, this is what this thing can do. That is an option. It's quiet. You can run it inside the home. Multiple ways of charging. All right, down here in Florida, we got solar, we got sun. Awesome, awesome. We can always charge up stuff. Most of these solar generators, you can plug it into your car. Remember, your car is using fuel while you're running this thing to charge it up. If you have a gasoline generator with multiple outlets, you can charge up multiple things at once. All right, just saying. So a solar generator is an option. Solar generators are not cheap. Now, I get the questions all the time, dude, I want to run my such and such with it. Well, one, you're not going to run a whole house with a solar generator. You got to figure out what it is that you want to run. The reason why we're talking about alternative power, guys, is because if you are in medical equipment and you need that to survive, you need something that can run a very long time. Okay, this is why we push alternative power along with other things. So if you have medical equipment, CPAP machines, things like that you have to have or you will die, you need to get some alternative power. It doesn't have to be a solar generator. You know what, if you decide that and you don't like me, you don't have to buy shit from me. You can go buy from anywhere. I don't care. You need to get something. Now let's talk about medication. Medication is very important. The power goes out, and it's a massive scale. If you're reliant on medication for your life, you need to get that stuff put back. You need to get that stuff put back. No more playtime prepper stuff on the internet. You need to knuckle down and get the job done. So with medication, another reason why we stockpile power. We have the availability to run small refrigerator units, mini fridges, also those igloo coolers, things like that uses power. We have the availability to run those things 24/7. In other words, medication that's got to be refrigerated, insulin, one of the big ones. We have that availability. Now when it comes to insulin, guys, you can successfully store and rotate a year's supply of insulin, okay? But if it gets too old, the effectiveness of the insulin is not going to be as strong as you need it. You'll be taking more of the dose, and then there goes part of your stock. But I'm not here to give medical advice. I'm just telling you what we do here. We have a year's supply of insulin stocked up because we have a diabetic in our family. So that's as far as we can go. What I'm hoping for is that if some major event happens, it gets resolved in a year. My theory and my belief, if it's an EMP blast or a coronal mass ejection, it won't. If by any means, I don't know how they'd be able to do it, especially if it's a massive EMP strike against America. Would it be relying on aid from foreign countries? If they started dropping off relief supplies from the air, let's make that example. I don't expect them to be able to get it. I'm sorry about the music noise. My neighbors are having a siesta or something, sink the mayonnaise in the jarro or something, I don't know. So anyway, when it comes to a medical supply drop, I'm not going to be expecting anything within the first 4 to 6 months. Now, when that first medical supply drop comes, odds are it's not going to have medications like insulin. The reason being is because people that are insulin dependent needs that every day. So I got a yellow fly right on top of my lens. They need that every day. Most people do not store insulin, and also when the power goes out, if they're not preppers and have a way of keeping it cool, if you don't have a way of keeping your insulin cool and you're dependent on insulin, yeah, you're going to be dead before that supply drop comes. So I don't expect them to actually even drop insulin in the first supply drop, to be honest. It's a possibility, they might. And then depending on what type of criminal activity is going around or whatever type of government facility is, well, government's facilitating the area, it's going to be, can you get it? What we got? We got FEMA camps going to snatch it up, maybe. DHS. I don't trust DHS. Which brings me right back into this whole thing with the I country. I'm telling you guys, I think they're going to be a fall guy. Either it's going to be a foreign country, or we're going to have elements here in the United States actually pop it off on us right here. Us doing it against ourselves. I don't put it past them at all. They were so quick to lock you down, take away your job, force you to go get something in your arm, make you out to be the bad guy because you refuse to do it. So to think that they won't take it up a step, oh, I believe they would. And that's my main concern, is that our own government does something. And here's the beauty of all this, or maybe I should say the horror. I'm trying to put my mind in their aspect there and how they're thinking. With an EMP attack, we, the American people, won't know who hit us. There's no news. Everything's fried. Let's say you have a Radio, put away. Awesome. Communication, shortwave communication, 2 ways, ham radio, stuff like that. Yeah, it'll work in a certain area, but if those repeaters that were up there, if you're not replacing those repeaters and stuff, you're not going anywhere with that transmission. Okay, very limited area. And how many people you know protect their equipment? So we might be able to have shortwave radio communication between other prepper groups that are within our area from 10 to 15 miles if we're lucky. But as far as getting actual factual news, there won't be no internet. There won't be no Facebook fact checkers. Oh man, there is a silver lining. That was a joke, I know. We won't know what's going on. We're only going to know what they tell us is going on, if they even tell us anything at all. And then when they come rolling in with their vehicles, telling you that they're in charge and they're from the government and everything else, now you're going to be stuck with taking that face value. Are they? Are they really? You know, there's a lot of fictional stories that have been written over the years about EMP attacks and how even our own governments, people working inside the government, working against our government, will utilize that to make a power grab. It's a possibility. There's some great writers out there. William Forstchen, 1 Second After. It's a trilogy book set. Awesome. You can actually watch and listen on the audiobook here on YouTube for free. The other one is the Angry American. His Survivalist series is a 10-book series. Now I have affiliate programs with all kind of different audio companies and stuff like that, but dude, if you want to use that, check out Audiobook, or you know, I think we're with Audiobooknow or Audio Now. They all sound the same. You ain't even got to go through that. No, just go ahead and look into this stuff. Listen to, it's this fictional story, but if you actually listen to the connection of everything, it makes you go, haha, yeah, I don't trust any of this stuff. But you need to be implementing plans. You need to be ready to execute these plans at a moment's notice. Here's something I want you to think about. Like down here in Florida, guys, we have power get knocked out all the time. All right, every time something happens, the first thing I do is I look at my watch. Next thing I do, I pull up my cell phone. If any one of those are still working, that's just a localized power outage. I know that's pretty sad. That's the first thing on my mind is I'm checking to see what's up and running. Cell phone's gonna be down. Your little internet searches and stuff like that, if that's where you get all your information, it's gone. It's gone. It's good having books as far as how to do certain things like electronics and stuff like that, mechanic work. I mean, you know, when I first started doing mechanic work, I actually was taking a home study course in high school before I ever got out of high school. That way when I got out, I could go get a job as a mechanic. I started there. All right, so books are important. I wouldn't rely on books strictly for survival. The reason being, most of the illustration is so vague, you're going to easily mistaken a plant. All right, another one is the skill set involved. You need to be practicing skill sets. Okay, it's one thing to read something in a book. It's another thing to actually be able to do it when you need to. And this is why we push outdoor survival on our channels. Okay, I have 2 channels, our main channel and this secondary channel, and this is what we try to teach, because I've been in this situation when I needed to survive. You got to have those skills. Now here's another one. Cooking. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna have to eat, right? Many different ways of cooking. We have a wood stove we can actually pick up, because I'm not going to tell you where I put everything. I don't keep everything in one location. I can pick up. We have the ability to hook up our wood stove. We have a way of cooking and everything else. Okay, we have propane grills. We have solar grills. When I say solar grills, it's electric grill that we can run off our solar equipment. Let's clarify that. All right, we can run off our solar. We can run them off our generators, stuff like that. All right, we have the availability. That's why we get the larger generators as much as possible. So having a way of cook. And one of the biggest things is people will smell your food and they're going to come after you. No shit. No shit. When someone comes after me and my family, they got me to deal with, and they've got my group to deal with. I have no problems protecting my family at all. If you're queasy stomach about stuff, you better start getting in the mindset that you're going to have to defend your home. You're going to have to defend your family. All right? I can't tell you what you're going to do when it happens, because that's up to you. That's your moral compass on what's more important. An intruder attacking to take your stuff and take things from your family, possibly kill you and your family, or you take them out, you swack them. Me? Choice is easy. Now, with an EMP blast or a coronal mass ejection, one of the things that many people don't talk about or think about is the fires. So you look at the coronal mass ejection that happened during the Carrington event. All right, all the telegraph lines caught fire. Our system is so sensitive. We're going to have houses burning down. We're going to have transformers catching on fire, blowing up. We're going to have them on the poles igniting on fire. There's going to be a lot of fires. All right, there just is. So something you need to be working on. I've had the question about, dude, what type of fire extinguisher should I get? Well, let's say it's an EMP blast, so all the power is now knocked out after done hardline and fried everything. Now the fire's going. Well, regular fire extinguisher should technically work, shouldn't it? Because there's no power. All right, or you can go buy the fire extinguishers that are for electricity, or the dry extinguishers, whatever they're called. They're more expensive. Me and my philosophy is that if the power's been knocked out and not coming back and there's a fire started, I don't have to worry about it because there's no power. But, you know, to each their own on that one. That's just the way my thoughts are. So we stock up regular fire extinguishers. As far as thinking that you're going to use a water hose, there's no power. So unless you got a big old silo up in the air that's going to use gravity to pressurize your systems, it's not going to work. That's another. Water, probably one of the most important. Water. Do you have water stored? Do you know where to get water? And I got two cats fighting like crazy. I don't like cats. Those aren't my cats. These are cats that just hang around everywhere. Strays. Do you have ways of collecting water, storing water, filtering water? Water is going to be your main source of living. You've got to have water. So if you only have a couple gallons, I'd recommend stocking up more. I would also recommend identifying water sources in your immediate area. And when I say immediate area, I would say within 5 to 6 miles of your immediate area. Find it, get out there, look at it, test it, okay? And then extend further up to a 10-mile radius of your current location. Having a bug out plan. You need to have a bug out plan. I value my life. I value the life of my family. So if I see overwhelming odds, you're damn right, I'm going to bug out because I have multiple routes to do it and multiple plans. This is something people need to think of. This whole thing, well, I'll just go down shooting. Well, if you want to give up, just give up. Me, I want to make damn sure I have a way of getting my family to safety. That's my responsibility, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. Now, does that mean I just turn tailcoat and run? No. There's other plans in motion, all right? So if I have to circle back around and wait a week for a single swack, I will, if that's necessary. And you know what? It might be. I like where I live. I know where everything is. If I have to circle back around, so be it. That's why I got food in the ground. We have water stored in the ground. We have all kind of stuff hidden everywhere. Reason being is because we are game planning, warring it out as much as possible. We're trying to make sure we're ready for whatever is coming. And the thing about prepping, the beauty of it, is most of your preps go hand in hand with each other. Food, water, medication, security, power. Now, one of the big things that's differently is viral or nuclear. But there's additional things you can add to your kits. There you go. But for the majority of it, it's all the same. That's why it's so easy to be prepared for so many different things, because basically the same rules still apply. I see it all the time. Well, what are you preparing for? I'm preparing for everything. Everything except for an asteroid falling right on me. If it is a small enough asteroid, hits 100 miles away, dude, I'm good. It's over there. If it's large enough, well, I feel it 100 miles away. Yeah. Oh well. Kind of like Yellowstone. Everyone was freaking out about Yellowstone. All right, yes, Yellowstone is behind. If it goes, okay, there's nothing I can do to stop that. Nothing I can do to stop that. If the magnetosphere collapses and the sun is bombarded with solar radiation, unless you're deep underground, there's nothing you can do about that. And also there's a theory that if that happens, our oxygen would be burned off this earth. I don't know how much truth is on that. I'm still trying to find the science on that, but from what I'm hearing, it scorched earth. So, you know, it's a possibility. So I definitely recommend y'all to step up your prepping game. We already know there's food shortages. We already know the food price is getting freaking ridiculous. Thankfully, all of our preps go hand in hand. Everything we do goes hand in hand. So, you're prepping up food right now for a food shortage? Okay. Also look into alternative power. All right. How are you going to keep that food cold? You know, we start getting, you know, we've been showing long-term food storage on our channel since, you know, I don't know, about 2 years now, something like that. We've gotten affiliated with many different companies because it's products that we're using. So I see it all the time. Well, how are you going to keep that food cold? Because it says 8 servings. We have alternative power. That's why I push alternative power. If you're looking for a company that sells nothing but single serving packages, you're going to pay out the ass in price. The reason being, one, it's a 25-year shelf life food. 2, you're paying for that freeze dried, you're paying for the packaging, you're paying for everybody's work that went involved to actually make that, and also the quality control to make sure it's okay. So yeah, it is expensive. This is why we've always said get a year to 2 year supply of normal foods, canned goods, dry goods. If you want herbs and spices, stock those up, vacuum seal them, Mylar bag them, whatever it is that you prefer to use. That's why that, yeah, I got a cat stalking the roosters. Oh, he's mine. Yeah, that's what I thought. Don't worry, I'm not gonna eat a cat. They carry all kind of diseases. In case y'all didn't know that. Everything from feline AIDS to leukemia. Yeah. Makes you want to pet your house cat, don't it? Not me. I'm more of a dog person, but I'm not set up to have a dog here. Not right now, because we're in transition. Anyway, guys, just me ranting away. So just my thoughts on things, guys. Just be ready. Just be ready. Keep pushing. And I'll get people asking me all the time on the channel, dude, should I get a loan? Should I do this? No, don't ever get a loan. Don't go into debt to prep. Prep responsibly, but prep, okay? Always work on prepping. We don't know when this stuff is going to happen, all right? It could be tomorrow. It could be 10 years down the road. A lot of good you're going to do is if you went and got a huge loan that you can afford, and now you got all this preps, but you're getting kicked out of your home because you just don't have the way of paying off your bills or your mortgage, your house, or something like that. You don't want that to happen. If the economy collapses and you got a banknote on your home, it's going to be just like it was during the Great Depression. The bank will come in with the local sheriff and you're getting removed. History repeats itself. So don't be in debt. Don't be in debt. All right, guys, y'all take care. Keep on prepping. Speak to y'all later.